What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here tonight with the review for Ready to Love. This is season 4, episode 5. The episode was titled Eyes Wide Open. Ooh, eyes wide open. Some people's eyes are not wide open, they are closed shut. And we're going to talk about that person in just a second. But before we get into this video, if you guys are watching this video, if you guys come back every week and watch my videos, do me a solid favor before you watch this video. Hit that subscribe button for me, you guys. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell button so you guys are aware of when I drop anything else, and like this video. And with that being said, let's go ahead and just jump into the episode review, shall we? All right, you guys, so this episode, we see the men, they meet up with Nephew Tommy. So this week is going to be up to the men to eliminate a woman, right? And then Nephew Tommy does also tell them that they're going to have a masquerade ball. Oh my God, girl, what does she have on? The episode just came back on, so I'm looking at it from the beginning again, and we're gonna talk about it in just a second. But I tweeted this last week because it's just interesting to me. In the preview episode that we got, we had Nephew Tommy's wife there, right? Why haven't we had her all season? I just don't understand that one, but you know, that's neither here nor there. But let's go ahead and talk about it. So AJ has a lot of double dates. I've noticed that on this show. AJ has a lot of double dates. So it's AJ and it's Jason. So they are going ice skating with Kyra and with Alexis. I'm still trying to find a fly with this woman. Haven't found it. The only fly that I see is in this episode where she had on this jumpsuit that had fly right across here. I'm like, girl, why? You know what I'm thinking? I think it's just a running gag with your friends that they call you fly. Because like I said, I'm still looking for the fly. Haven't found a fly. Maybe it's a fly trapped in your hair. Maybe it's a fly. Maybe they saying you look like a fly. I don't know, but I just don't see the fly. So let's talk about AJ and Kyra. So AJ tells Kyra that, you know, he's kept his eye on her, and that she is one of his top contenders. Oh God, what is that she has on? When it comes to AJ, I don't really believe AJ. You know, I just, and Kyra's better than me. If we went on a date once before and I paid for the food, and then when I tried to, I ain't gonna say check you, when I came to you and asked you what was up, you got an attitude with me or came at me sideways, it'd be a wrap. I wouldn't even talk to you. But Kyra is giving him the time of the day. In my notes, it says WTF is fly wearing. Like I said, the only thing that's fly is this fly across her chest. So she's with Jason. So she asked him about how does he feel about her having a kid? Can he see himself with someone that already has a kid? Or does he want to start something fresh with someone with no kids? I don't know. Again, here's one of the situations. This is the actual main situation that I was talking about, where it says eyes wide open for the episode. Her eyes are glued shut. First of all, like in last week's episode, this man is not interested in you, and I don't know how fly. I'm not calling her fly. Alexis not so fly. I don't know how Alexis don't say that the man is not interested in her. He's uncomfortable around you. And then in this episode alone, he just told you he's definitely not into you, when he told you that he can't see anything past you being Jet's mom. That's it. Like, move on. And she's also, the other person she's talking about she's interested in, I'm like, that's a no-go as well. We're going to talk about, no, we can go over here and talk about it now. She said she's interested in AJ. He ain't interested in you. But okay, I'm gonna let you have that one. Let's move on. All right, you guys. So next we see Stacy. So Stacy is on a date with Ron. You know, I did not notice until this episode that Ron has a lisp. I didn't notice that. So Stacy goes over to Ron's house with a nice little dress on. It's a cocktail dress. Looked like it to me. Yeah, that's a cocktail dress. Because I'm actually at that scene right now. So you know, her girls are out. The dress is a little short, but you know, nothing wrong with it. She looks good. So Stacy and Ron have a conversation. So, you know, we already knew that Stacy was divorced. So Stacy says she's been divorced for 4 years and that she had to take the time to heal, which absolutely, I agree with that. once you get out of a marriage, take the time to learn the person that you become, date yourself, get to know you. So I definitely agree with her. Take some time for yourself. And she said she's ready to put herself back out there. But when it comes to Stacy, I don't necessarily know if she was ready to put herself back out there. I just question that. I don't know. It's just thinking about her from when she was talking about her when she introduced herself in the previous special. I just don't know that Stacy is ready yet. You know what? I don't even know if I'd say Stacy's not ready. I don't think any of these guys are Stacy's speed. I will probably say more of that. So we found out that Chris and Stacy have hit it off. They become best friends. And you guys know that last week we found out that Chris was in Ron's top, right? Well, Stacy likes Ron too, so it's gonna be the running theme of the episode, which we're gonna talk about in a little bit later. But they both actually got on my nerves in this episode, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, nonetheless, Stacy has a thing for Ron, and so does Chris. And like I said, they're besties. So again, we're gonna definitely talk about it. We're gonna talk about it a little bit later. So let's move over to Amber and KG. So KG and Amber, they had a breakfast meditation date where they're doing mantras. I'm just like, who in the hell is coming up with these dates? First it was boxing, then it was Pilates, now it's meditation breakfast. No, that's not interesting to me. And again, like I said last week, I am someone, I've never meditated. I've never meditated, and I've never done yoga, which would be fun. But I don't think that's not my idea for a date. It's just not for me. Keep it. So then Amber and KG talk about marriage. You guys might hear my loud neighbors get on my nerves. So they talk about marriage. So KG, from what he was saying, he gave me the vibe that he is not someone that necessarily wants to get married. But I guess if the person that he's with wants to get married, he would do that. But you shouldn't do that, KG. If marriage is not for you, don't get married because the person you want to the person you're with wants marriage. That's not you. Don't change who you are for another person. If that person says, baby, women get married, that might be a time where you sit down and evaluate the relationship and say, you and I are on two different paths. You want to get married. I don't want to get married. Because if you get married, because at that point you're getting married for all the wrong reasons. You're just marrying them because that's what they want. What about what you want? So you're going to be unhappy in a marriage. Now, Amber, her facial expression said one thing and she said another thing. Because when he said he didn't want marriage, but if his partner wants it, he would do that. Her facial expression went down, but then she said that's what she wants as well. I'm like, are you certain? Because your face is saying that you don't want that. But you know what? If Amber says that's what she wants, who am I to say cat, dog, or boo? I just don't think that's what she wants. I think Amber wants marriage. God, I hope none of these people tweet me this week. Oh God. But let's move on. All right, you guys. So next we have Ron, we have Diedrick, and we have Joelle. So they're doing a triple date with Vernisha, with Tressa, and with Chris. So they're doing a dance, and Ron is the one that's teaching the dance. I was like, okay. I guess y'all didn't. There wasn't enough money in the budget for an instructor. You know what? Who am I to say boo again? This ain't my show. I ain't putting no money to it. So we see Joelle and Vernisha. They, eventually he splits them up. So it's Vernisha and Joelle together. It was Diedrick and Tressa, and it was him and Chris. So in my notes it has Joel and Vernisha, but I'm not gonna talk about them just yet. I'm going to move over to Chris. So Chris was with Ron. So like I said, remember last week, we found out. Now see, here's the thing that is giving me a little bit of issue. I know I've said who my top three is for the men and who my top three is for the women, but if you have a top three, that's fine, or if you have a top four, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you have a number one, I think it could be some issues there, because Ron's number one keeps changing. Because I thought last week Chris was his number one, but then she's talking about the fact that Alexis told, the last time that the ladies sat down with each other, that Alexis said that he said she was his number one. So she just wants to know who is at his top and who's his number one. And it's just, like I said, it was a running theme of the episode with her and Stacy. The thing that I will say is stop trying to make people choose. Just date them, get to know them. Eventually you will figure out who you like and who you don't like. Like that is annoying. But like now in his interview with the producers, he did say that Alexis is his number one. And that might be because, he goes out on a date with Alexis. They have a chemistry, they have a vibe, and they talk about some things. And he did say that they talk on the phone. They might have a different connection. And then, he could probably go out with Chris and be like, damn, me and Chris had this vibe and we had this connection. Damn, she tension up. Like, it could be like that. Or, go out with Stacy. Like, me and Stacy had this vibe. And, Stacy tension. Ticking up. You know what I'm saying? Child, why did Amber have on that hot ass sweater dress? It's Houston. Never mind. So the episode just came back from commercial. Now the thing about Joel, is it Joel or Joel? Whichever one it is. You can definitely tell that he likes Bernicia. He likes that body, yaddy yaddy. And that's really much of what I have in the notes. Should I pause here or keep going? No, we'll keep going. So we see the solo date with Diedrick and Tressa. They went to a spice store of all places. There is absolutely no spice, no chemistry, no connection, no nothing between those two. And I'm looking at Diedrick sideways. I'm looking at him a little sideways because I'm wondering if Diedrick had an ulterior motive when he saved Tressa from Elimination a few episodes ago, because like I said, there's nothing there. And the question that I have when it comes to Diedrick is, I don't understand. I know what he meant, but the thing is with Diedrick, for him to say that he once liked Tressa's type, now he no longer likes her type, but he then went back to liking her. What does that mean? You can't be talking about the fact that she's a comedian. I don't believe that, because Tressa has, from what I saw and from what we saw, I haven't saw Tressa say anything that would resemble a joke. Her showing her comedic skills. Haven't saw that. So I'm more on the fence and more inclined to believe that Diedrick is talking about the fact that she is a full-figured, voluptuous woman, which I feel like most of these men had an issue with that. Which I don't understand why most of these men had an issue with that, because there are a few other women who are full-figured. Liz is a full figure. Liz has breasts. She has hips. Like she has what Tressa has. Bernicia, breast, butt. She has that. Who else? Kyra. Like, I just wonder if, I can see what the difference is between those women, and it's very shallow. If I'm being looking at Tressa compared to the other women, I see what the issue is. Not for me. Don't be like JB. It's not me. I'm looking at the men because I don't have an issue with it. I think all the women are beautiful, but if we are going off, if I'm thinking about the men, what's their issue with Tressa? Because for the whole time, they have been putting her in the friendship bubble. They've been putting on the homie vibe. But again, like I said, Tressa has said nothing that is comedy. She hasn't cracked a joke yet. So I don't get it. But I think, cause see, I'm looking at them now. Bernicia, she's she, like I said, she got breast and she has hips, and she's slim, right? She's slim in the midsection. She's slim, and I'm thinking about Liz, breast come down. She's slim in the stomach, and she has the hips. Who else did I name? Kyra, the breast come down. She's a little slim, and the hips. And then you got Tressa, who is really curvy. And there's nothing wrong with her shape, but I think that's what it is. I really think that's what it is for these men. I think it's because she's just, a bigger girl, which I don't understand that. Like, I think that's literally what it is. It's just her size, because she's not for them. I think for them, she's not proportionately, stacked like they would like. I think that's what it is. And if it is, again, that is shallow as crap. Because some of these men ain't the best looking. Just gonna keep it real with you. But yeah. So Tressa also said, I like Tressa, but when she said that she wants to explore other connections, I'm like, with who? Who? You have no connections. The cameraman? That's the only connection you have, is to the camera and the producers. Because these men are not interested in you. I really, like I said, I like Tressa, but the men, they ain't interested in you, my love. Definitely are not interested in you. But let's move on. All right, you guys, let's move over to this masquerade ball. Lord Jesus, what did Alexis Not So Fly have on? First of all, that dress, ill-fitted. Number two, that dress, you looked like a figure skater. That dress also looked like it was made by Angel Brinks. You should have gave it back to whoever you bought it from, stole it from, borrowed it from, wherever you got that from. Take it back. Tell them to burn it. Get rid of it. Don't ever let it see the light of day ever again. So Liz shows up, and baby, when Liz showed up, she came there to turn heads. And one head in particular turned. Yes, David's head turned, but there was another head that turned. And I'm going to call that one out in just a second. So we see Chris and Stacy. So Chris and Stacy at this point were on my last nerve. So they were going around. Who's your number one? Who's your number one? Who's your number one? Like, who your number one? And it's just like, chill out. Like, calm down, relax, and date. Get to know these men. It ain't that deep. God. Here's a good question. Like I said earlier in the review, Jacqueline, Tommy's wife. Why did she show up in this episode? We are 5 episodes in. We ain't saw that woman since the preview episode. Why? Now, she did sit down and have a conversation with Alexis. And, I don't know why Alexis needed that conversation. Like, girl, that is common sense. In a marriage, you love your partner, you like your partner. There are going to be days that you guys, might bicker, might argue. You might say, I can't stand your ass. Oh, go in another room. There are going to be days that you have those situations. But like I said, if that is your life partner, you are married to them, you are there through thick and thin, you get through it. I just don't know why. You know what? I guess Alexis needed that conversation because her last husband, the preacher, whatever. Don't care. Let's move on. Chrysanthemum, whichever one it is. That wig. It's flat. It looked like a flat ass sheer wig. Just saying. And then her makeup is pale. Her and Stacy spent most of the night with one another, and it's just like, are y'all asking the men who their number one is, but y'all not spending time with the men? Make it make sense. Okay, don't understand it. So Jason Jason is the other head that Liz caught. And I'm thinking Jason was only interested in Liz just because of the dress she had on. Like I said, cut out here, you can see her, her girls was sitting up. And I was like, Jason, you only interested in Liz because of this dress, because from what we've seen, I have not saw you show Liz any ounce of attention. And then he tells Liz that she's his top, one of his tops. I'm like, you a lie don't care who tell it. Kyra is your top. I don't think you're Kyra's type, but top. But you are so lying to her. And then, her hair, I don't know if it was in her face or what, but he moved her hair. She cringed and I cringed. I'm like, yeah, this ain't for me. But she wants to go out on a one-on-one date with him. I'm like, girl, why? Why? I don't see it. Just like Stevie Wonder, I'm not seeing it. But I mean, if you say so, whatever. So then, we get the men. They sit with nephew Tommy. The men talk about who their tops are. Ron said Alexis, which is a shock to me. I don't know what he sees in Alexis. Joel says Vernisha. David says Liz. KG, we all know is Amber. Who else? Who else did we talk to? They also talked about who they didn't like as well. Stacy and Chris. They don't like Stacy and Chris because Stacy and Chris, they feel like they are a combo deal, and they can't really get to know one without the other. So then we see David. He went out with Stacy, and Joel went out with Tressa. Oh, and they also talked about they didn't like Tressa. They keep putting her in the homie vibe, and I'm just like, what has she? Now, it could be production. It could be. So I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not production, but I just don't see what she's done to be put in this homie bubble, this homie circle. I don't see it. Like, do you guys see it? Please let me know if you see it. I don't see it. So again, like I said, they keep putting her in this homie circle, and then a few of them said that they're not attracted to her, and that is when I caught it. I'm like, that's what it is. It's the physical. Y'all are going off of physical attraction. Y'all are not trying to get to know this woman. Y'all are looking at her physical features, and like I said, she's a voluptuous woman, but she's not like the other women. So that's what it, and that's why I said, and that's when I caught it. I'm like, it's a physical thing. They can't look past her physical to get to know her inside. And I hate when people do. That is the one thing. You guys are men of a certain age. Why are y'all still going off of the physical features? Yes, that is something that I know that we as human beings look at a person's physical features, but that should not be the determining factor of, is this a good person? That shouldn't be the determining factor. Looks fade. Like, y'all do realize we're going to get older. And, women, things change with women's bodies as well as with men's bodies. Skin gets saggy, all kind of shit. So I was just confused. Like, they keep talking about her physical features, and I just don't get it. They're not attracted to her. Like, has she said, it is what it is. But yeah, that was it. So back to where I was at. Stacy and David are out, and so is Joel and Tressa. So David broke it to Stacy that the men just don't feel that she's ready to love, and she broke down and cried, and she just said that she felt cheated. I was like, really? Didn't really see that one, but I guess if she feels that way, who am I to say that she shouldn't? Then Joel broke it to Tressa that just not enough men really fought for her, which I'm not surprised by that. Like I said, it's the physical for the guys, and I'm just thinking to myself, if we went off of physical, Why is Alexa still around? She's not an ugly woman by no means. No, she's not an ugly woman, but physically, the way she dresses, the wigs, if we're gonna go by physical, she would be a no. But you know what? That's them, not me. I don't go, again, like I said, I don't go by physical. I have to get to know a person. I need to know who you are intellectually. Like, show me that you know, show me who you are intellectually. That's what I like to go by. Intellect. Have a conversation with me. If we can just have a conversation, if we can joke, if we can just be ourselves, be big kid, because I'm a big kid. Like, if we can just have fun, I don't care how you look. I really don't care how you look. You can be a booger wolf. If, I really don't care. But, the biggest thing for me, intellect. Intellect. I like to know that you got a brain and you can think for yourself. But yeah, that's it, you guys. I don't know how these videos are always long when it comes to Ready to Love, because I always go in and I don't try to. But yeah, you guys, get down in the comment section and let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Let's see. Before I end the video, I want to see if my top picks have changed or not. For the men, my top picks are still the same. My top picks. I know someone in the comment section last week said that they don't trust Joel. They don't trust Joel. I'm like, okay. And when I saw the explanation, I'm like, okay, I can actually see that. But for me, Joel is still in my top. Joel is still in my top. David is still in my top. I still think David needs therapy. David is still in my top. Who else was in my top? KG. KG is still in my top. I think Amber needs to be honest about what she wants and what she doesn't want. I'm just going to say that straight out. Now, for my women, the women are changing for me. I see, the women are definitely changing. Vernisha is still definitely up there, and Liz is up there. And I think that's it. I think that's it, because I don't see a lot of Kyra, so I can't say Kyra. And like I said, with Amber, I just want Amber to be honest. Amber wants marriage. She said that to KG. She doesn't want it, but I think she does. Alexis has never been in my top and never will be in my top. Chris turned me off in this episode. Yeah, and I think my top for the women is just Renisha and Liz. But you guys, let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Did you guys agree with the double elimination? Who do you guys go for at this point? What else? Like this video, leave your comments in the comment section below, and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell button. And you guys stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, wear your mask, socially distance, and I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, you guys, did I say what I? Stay safe, take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, wear your mask, socially distance, stay blessed, and that's it, you guys. Oh, yeah, you guys, as far as Sunday. So Sunday, you guys know that we have 3 shows. We have Pose, we have Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Married to Medicine. Now, I get my second dose of the vaccine Sunday, so I don't know how I'm going to be feeling, but I'm going to definitely try to get the videos out for you guys. But until then, I'll see you guys later, and these people are upstairs thumping and bumping. Bye, guys. I'm off.